covering digital OME and its benefits. Please welcome to the stage Ranjith Rajagopalan, ICT Manager at NG Solutions, and Hassan Abusim, Facilities Management Consultant, Project Director, Real Estate General Authority. Gentlemen, welcome to our panel discussion today.
Thank you so much.
Covering digital O&M and its benefits, which both of you are very well versed on, absolute high-level professionals in the field. I'm going to start right in with Hassan and ask you to talk to us about building information modelling, BIM, has revolutionised the way we design and manage buildings. How is it being utilised in operations and maintenance to streamline processes and reduce costs?
Thank you. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you. It's a good question, actually, to present it here in this summit. First of all, we'd like to identify what's the BIM, which is the Building Information Modeling. The Building Information Modeling, it's an interactive and collaborative platform where all of the teams or the technical teams, whether the engineering, construction, and even facilities management team and operation management team, can get a real-time access to the data which is inside the project, and assets or the physical assets as well. When it's come to the term of utilizing the BIM in the operation and maintenance or the facilities management, first of all, as I've mentioned, we will find out an access for all of the physical assets. Moreover, moving to the preventive maintenance, that we have already a list of the maintenance, and we can plan, schedule, and execute updating our maintenance schedules. Beside the space management, as it's like a model in front of you. The whole project, it's like a model of you. You can do the changing, you can whether to find, to change or replace an asset with another one. You can utilize the spaces. It's clear for you all of the other assets like AC, lighting, fixtures, and so on. It's clearly visible to you in that model. Beside this, also when it's come to the energy efficiency, if it's being collaborated or being combined with the building management systems, this can lead, of course, to an energy efficiency, and of course we can reduce the cost of the energy, which lead us to the sustainability.
Perfect, thank you. I think sustainability and that focus is across all of the sectors that we're talking about here today.
Sure.
Thank you, Hassan. Ranjith,
Yep.
if I may direct a question to you.
Please.
Let's start with IoT integration. And for anyone who is not versed, IoT stands for Internet of Things. My first question is, how has IoT changed operational management, and what are the most notable use cases you've seen in facility management or asset maintenance?
Okay. Thank you, Rini, for giving the opportunity to speak in the summit. Basically, everybody knows that what is IoT. It's Internet of Things. It's basically the small sensors or the smart devices connected to an equipment or the field to identify if there is any performance enhancement done to the assets or something, and we can track and we can get the data from the system or the sensors. It can be pushed out the source data also. And the most notable case, like for example, it helps to identify the preventive maintenance. Okay, so the preventive maintenance in the sense like continuously monitoring the health of an asset and identifying if there is any potential fail before it occurs, and it helps the organization to anticipate the failure by identifying through the sensors and all those things. Okay, and it helps for the real-time asset tracking as well. So for example, if an asset is remotely located and nobody have a visibility on that one, we can install the sensor and identify the full potential of the system, and if it is running with the full optimization panel details, everything we can identify through that one. And the third one, which is commonly now everywhere for the energy management. So basically, like for example, to identify the energy consumptions through the smart devices and the smart meters connected to the device, to the equipments, and identify if there is any inefficiency and enable any auto adjustment to the devices to get to the up level optimization of the device, that one. And there is another thing is like environmental monitor. Like for example, if a case of like a mall or like a huge auditorium like this, it helps to identify if there is any humidity related issues or air quality related issues. It can trigger an automated notification to the central help desk to give an indication that there is something is going to be failure on that one. So it helps for the automated task creation, which is connected to the KFM system or integrated with the KFM system. And the last one is that the data analytics and reporting, because now everywhere based on the data, the decision making is happening. So it helps to identify and collect the data, and it helps to identify the trends and sustainable line to streamline the workflows. Yeah, these are the most cases what I identified it.
Perfect, thank you. And with so many devices connected, how do you manage data security and ensure that IoT systems remain resilient against cyber threats?
Yeah, so now the industry is booming, the technology is booming, so even though cybercrime is also booming in everywhere, so we should be like considering so many factors into that one. But the most advanced cases or the most usable cases for a management company or the client is like, for example, we can have a data encryption. So the IoT sensors are pushing the information to the source. So we can encrypt the data and push it to the system for storing it, so that even if it is get hacked, then nobody can identify what exactly the sensitive data is being pushed from the systems. And there are authentication methods, like there are a couple of multiple authentication setup we can enable that one. And access control, like we can restrict the team for having the access only for the limited people. We will grant the access details. And network segmentation, which is like mainly now most of the sensitive data and the servers are connected to the master network of a company. But using the virtual LANs and the setup of the secondary network for the IoT sensors, it can be like, for example, stop in some way that they can not accessing the main data source or all this information. And we have to expect any sort of like cyber attacks at any moment, because the world is something going into that way. So we should be prepared with a plan, like incident plan, whether it is got affected, what will be the next step, and how we can mitigate with the solutions and sort of things.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, switching it up a little bit, I will direct this to Hassan, but I would also like to hear Ranjith's point of view on it.
Yeah.
Covering predictive maintenance. What are the cost-saving benefits of predictive maintenance, and can you provide examples where it has significantly reduced downtime or prevented costly repairs? Hassan.
That's a great question, actually. The most probable practice that's being usually heard by all of the people whom are related to the operation and maintenance field or the facilities management field, it's the preventive maintenance and the reactive or corrective maintenance. When it's come to the predictive maintenance, it's not a common practice actually here in the industry, and here we come the cost saving. The predictive maintenance, when it's come to it, it's provide you with a significant cost saving in terms of initially identifying the predicted equipment failure. As we know, the most expensive assets that we have it's the most probably, for example, in this building, we have the AC, air conditioning, the ventilation systems, moreover going to all of the MEP assets or fixtures. If we have predicted using whether sensors or the common practice or the manufacturer manual, and considering as well the weather conditions, For example, here in Saudi Arabia, in the summer we are facing a severe heat waves beside dust. So when it's come to this, we have to identify it, we have to predict what could be the equipment failure from all of these factors coming together, beside the sensors which giving us or which monitoring the equipment health. This where we can bring a value to our assets or our facilities by predicting what could be the failure before it's happened.
Okay, great, thank you. Ranjith,
Yep.
following up on Hassan's touch points there, how do you balance predictive maintenance strategies with traditional approaches to ensure comprehensive asset management?
Yeah, definitely. There will be a strategic method should be implemented to include both predictive and the standard operations method. So when we are doing the activity, we should be considering the points like data synergy. Like for example, the transmitters are pushing the data for quite long distances to store the data. So we have to combine that methodology into this and identify the pattern, and then we can implement it. Addition to this, as Hassan said that, like for example, the criticality of the asset. Like for example, we can classify the assets into two sections. One is the critical and one is the non-critical one. And whatever is required on the ground, like for example, for that one, we should be considering more priority with the options for predictive as well as the normal inspections, and we can enable that strategy on that one. Maintenance planning, like for example, it will be like a hybrid maintenance planning should be implemented on the devices, so that the normal PPMs should be going for the normal checklist inspections and sort of things. Addition to this, if it's something emergency come, the technical team should be capable for handling those critical scenarios also. So it is like a mixture of a planning as well as the training for the department team or the technical team to handle the situations on the ground.
Thank you. And just to add a little bit of a hot topic around AI on these questions, in predictive maintenance, how are AI and learning machine improving its accuracy and efficiency in operations and management? And either I could answer, but Ranjith, while you've got it.
Okay. So now AI, like artificial intelligence and the machine learning, is booming in a way like every sector has that specific options are there. I mean, AI is in every sector is there. So now for the maintenance sector or the maintenance team, let's say for example, if you're talking about the data analysis, like for example, based on the transmitted data or based on the source data, the AI can identify the patterns and streamline the workflow and give a potential solution on what to do with if there is any preventive maintenance is reported or it is identified. So it's like a self-driven decision-making options can be generated through that one. And addition to this, like for example, anomaly detection, the word called anomaly detection, like it is used to identify any irregularities in the performance and triggering a notification to the team for giving more importance to the equipments and taking care of the devices in a way. And obviously, like using the continuous improvement solutions, like having more and more options into that, we can identify the patterns and we can rectify that.
Okay, great, thank you. Hassan?
Yes, just I would like to add one point that beside my colleague have mentioned that the AI is collecting all of the previous data. It has a huge database beside the lesson learned that has been collected through all of the expertise and the best practice that has been collected all over the world. It's not from specified region. From this come that the benefit of the AI and its analytical, the significant analytical method that will give us, let's say, an accurate solution that will lead you to, first of all, to avoid any extra or much extra cost to the, whether in the corrective or predictive maintenance, and also will give you the best practice and how you will do the things fast and efficient.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Hassan. Okay, moving away a little bit from predictive maintenance, and let's zoom in on digital twins. And I would love to focus on you, Hassan. Digital twins are becoming a game changer in O&M. How does creating a digital replica of a physical asset improve operational efficiency and decision making?
Sure. Actually, also would like to, first of all, to identify what's the digital twin. The digital twin, it's a virtual replica. It's from the name, it's a twin. If you have a sensor all over the equipment and all over the building or all of the facilities that you have it, beside the IoT devices, the data driven from there or collected from there will give you a virtual replica of your physical assets. From there, you can monitor the health of the equipment. You can as well play a crucial role when it's come to monitoring and identifying and predicting what could be the failures would be happen, and moreover moving to like an above cluster, this all of the teams that having many involvement in the same building that can see the replica in front of them even if they are remotely wide. So you don't have to bring the experts or the professionals to your premises. They can manage and monitor all of your assets and building when they are remotely because they have a virtual replica in front of them. And of course, if this again, if it has been merged with the AI and the IoT, as will be taking the data from the IoT devices, this will give us an efficient facilities management approach and model with our building.
Thank you. Before I open up a little question and answers for the audience, do you gentlemen in your roles have anything further to add to digital O&M and its benefits?
Yeah. So as I'm representing the NG solution, so based on the industry expert and based on the industry practices and the experiences, we have developed a one-step solution for the customers. It's including the energy management as well as the CAFM-related operations like computer facility management options. So the software name called is Smart O&M. It's like a one-step solution. It can be integrated with so many equipments to identify the patterns and identify the trends of the system, and it can predict the predictive maintenance scenarios as well. So we develop a software and it has been successfully running for almost a year now in the market. So I'm really proud to be a part of the innovation team and the things which is developed from our side. And we have a different sites, like for example, the infrastructure maintenance, the big malls or the data centers and all. Everywhere the system is actually doing their best of the things, and we are still customizing based on the needs of the client, and we are working on the system to develop more related options and all. So that is one of the innovation that I've been in a part for the last couple of years, and I've been really proud to be a part of that one. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, now is the time if you have any questions for these two wonderful gentlemen on digital OME and its benefits. Can I ask if anyone has any questions? Just raise your hand. No? Okay, no problem. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your participation today. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.